divine within me recognizes and celebrates the divine within you. We welcome you here to Seaside. We invite you now to just sit back, relax, and let the lovely voice and spirit of Aria enter.
Hi. So we have the honor tonight of listening to Reverend Rick Marrs. And I want to tell you a little bit about him because, you know, he usually stands back there and not many people know much about his background and where he comes from. So I want to do a little introduction. It's my honor. In the secular world, he was a professional drummer. A lot of you have heard of the song or know of the song Wipeout. And he actually created that song and recorded it for the very first time with the Safaris, and it became a big hit. Then he went on to on his spiritual journey. He actually was trained by some of the best New Thought teachers we have. Peggy Bassett, he went through his practitioner training with that. Practitioner training is about a 3 to 4 year process. And then he went on and did his ministerial training with Terry Cole Whitaker and spent a lot of time there. He was a member of Agape for about 20 years and very close to Michael Beckwith and Ricky. And he also was a founding member of a group called TLC, Transformational Leadership Leaders. And that was a group of top authors in our genre and New Thought and spiritual growth. People like Jack Canfield, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, and John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and a number of the authors that get together for 2 weeks a year to support each other and to birth ideas. He was a founding member of that group. And so we're honored to have him here today as he shares some of his wisdom with us. So please give a warm welcome to Reverend Rick Marrs.
Wow, thank you. It's an honor for me to be here tonight with you and share some of my inner thoughts, and thank you for that beautiful introduction. You know, in this life, we talk about success, and I'd like to talk about success not only in the workplace, but success in our lives. If you're not getting everything you want out of life, then we need some more information. Do we agree with that? So I'm going to make it easy for you tonight. I'm going to give you some of the secrets of life. Part 1. You're just going to have to watch the bulletin for part 2 and 3. I haven't made them up yet. Secrets of life are actually life's a cycle. Everything in life is a cycle. And the secret in being happy and healthy and loving in this life is just to remember 3 simple things. And that is belief, action, and reaction. So let's start off with knowing one thing is that, you know, this is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. You know, this is our life. Those of you that believe in reincarnation, this is the life you've been dying to have. You know, I think Henry Ford is the one that said, you know, whether you think you're right or wrong, you're probably right. You know, we must keep in mind, excuse me if I refer to my notes once in a while, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. We've all heard that, right? Well, I think Coach Wooden, Hall of Fame basketball coach from UCLA, the Bruins, said it best. He said, practice does not make perfect. Wow. What do you mean by that? If you practice mediocrity, are you going to get better? If you practice not knowing something, are you going to get better? So the bottom line of that one is perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. That came out of one summer session where he broke the squad into two parts. One part actually shot free throws. They physically took the ball, stood on the line, and shot free throws until they were making every single one of them. The other part of the squad went into a private room, and they sat there and they practiced thinking about the line, the ball, looking up at the basket, taking that shot, taking a step if they do it, exactly the way they shoot a free throw, and the ball every single time went whoosh, right into the basket. Every time. Never touched the ball. The following season, the group that visualized shooting the ball actually outscored from the free throw line the group that practiced shooting the ball. So, are minds important? I think so. So, again, the three parts that we're going to talk about tonight is the belief, the action, which all of a sudden brings us a result. The quality of your life depends on who you perceive you are. Now, who you perceive you are is made up of your beliefs. And one way to find out about that is to stand in front of a mirror. When I first heard this exercise, it was very difficult to do. Stand in front of a mirror twice a day and tell yourself what you love about you. What you love about what you did today. Go into gratitude. Just the other day we were over at the Costco, and I remember getting out of the car, and we were kind of in a hurry, and there was a man in a cart driving up to the handicap parking there, and he had this big watermelon and a bunch of stuff in his cart. And I remember just walking over and happily saying, "Can I help you with that watermelon?" And he looked up at me and he said, "No, but I can punch my hand right into the middle of that, grab the heart, and give it to you." There's a big smile on his face, and he said, "Thank you very much, but," he says, "I've got it all handled. I can do this." And I remember going home, and that night before retiring, I was going through my usual gratitude, and that was one of the things I just said, "Rick, good on you. Good for you. He got the smile, I got the smile. Somebody got the watermelon. You know, it's all good." But celebrate yourself. Celebrate the little things. Don't let them go by. They're all important. Every single thing you do is important. Did you know that most people here would rather be right than happy? Yeah, you know somehow, yeah. Do we all have somebody like that in our family? You know, we don't remember sometimes even why we're unhappy, why we're mad, why we hold a grudge. But can we let go of it? No. By golly, I'm going to be right about this. I told him not to do it and did it anyway. Whatever it happens to be. The grudge only hurts the person that's holding the grudge. That's where the pain is. So forgive yourself. Let it go. Let it be. Let love be. And don't confuse productivity with activity. Because just because you're busy doing something doesn't mean that you've got it. It's just like this work. You know, just because we know this stuff, or just even because we believe it, to make it happen, to make it part of our life, we need to practice it every single day. Practice it. Perfect practice makes perfect. The next statement I have is, well, really you can put a whole class on it. In fact, I've done a whole class on it. But simply put, ask the right questions and you'll get the right results. Ask the right questions and you'll get the right results. If you're not getting the results that you're looking for in your life, how many of you out there have maybe just one little part of your life that isn't working just exactly perfectly? Okay, so I'm not alone. That's good. Look at the questions you're asking yourself. You know, why can't I have the body of Ulysses or something? Why can't I have an education like this? Why can't I be rich? Why can't I be? What an awful, if you're asking a why can't question, do yourself this. Look in the mirror and go, stop it. That's not, I didn't hit the mic on the wrong side, right? Did I do it right? That hurt, yeah, okay. Over here, I can fake it. You know. Don't ask an I can't question. Ask yourself empowering questions. How can I? This gentleman that's going to be talking about getting all of the people that we need. You know what that means? That means that he's in the same business that we're in. But he's found a secret to getting clients, and he's willing to share that secret. And if you go to the class, I'll be willing to bet that it's simple, that it's adding value. Perceived value is the most vital, important thing in any activity that we have business-wise. If you're an architect and a person, one of your clients, perceives you to be the best architect in town, are they going to hire you? Are your chances much better that you're going to get hired? If they perceive you at being the best pianist, the best singer, the best speaker, the best drummer, the best whatever, they want you around. It's perceived value. And as you add that value, you become more valuable. Do we agree with that? You see how that works? So just remember, add value to what you're doing. And let people know that by coming to hear you, by coming to see you, that they can take home some of that value. There's one universal law. I really wish that every child on the planet and every school could learn. And I think once we talk about it, I hope most of you will agree with me. It's called the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity, simply put, is what you give out, you... What you sow, so shall ye. All right. What comes around? All right. So we know the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity, the only trouble with that is it does work. It is a law. But it isn't instantaneous. Like the law of gravity. You know, if there's a big rock falling out of the sky, and let's say that Ed over here is walking along the street and this rock is coming right over his head. And he looks up and he says, I don't believe in gravity. Plop! You know, that's how you become a drummer. I can get away with that because I'm a drummer too. Just think, you know, what a world we would have if everybody, if every child, if all of our grandchildren, if everybody on this planet paid attention to the law of reciprocity. There'd be no crime. There'd be no conflict. If I smack you, I'm going to get smacked. If I steal your stuff, somebody's going to steal my stuff. What a different world this would be, eh? So pass on that law of reciprocity to your family. Talk about it. Practice it. Become peaceful with it. So as we look at this, I'm going to ask you for your help again, because we have to be what we want in life. We have to become what we want. Okay, so to be a great friend, to have a great friend, first you have to be, right? You have to be a great friend. And to have a perfect mate, like I do, first you have to be a perfect mate. And lastly, and most important of all, to get more out of life, first, what must you do? Give more to it. Put more into it. Be alive. If you want more out of it, put more into it. If you want bigger strawberries, tend your field. Water your field. Feed your field. Ignoring the plant will not give you better strawberries. What you want more of, put more into it. I remember Reverend Fran talking to me, just seems like very, very few months ago. And she was talking about the world famous Seaside Choir, of which there were 3 members, I think. Just barely enough to call it choir instead of duo. But she had that thought, she had that belief. And what did she do? She didn't just believe it, she took the action step necessary to create the results that she was looking for. And guess what happens to results? They come right back around to the belief. So if you believe that you are going to fail at something, you will take the actions necessary to fail. God just says yes. If I go outside and it's raining, I'm going to catch a cold. Whew. Glad I never bought into that one. You know, take the actions. Again, you start out with a belief, you take the actions causes results. The results go back and tell the action, see, I was right. I couldn't do it. How about Thomas Edison? See, I was right. I could do it. Took a long time, but I did it. I just keep on keeping on. And now, by the way, we do have a world famous Seaside Choir. Thanks to Reverend Fran. I just put this in here because I love it. You remember, Spirit wants us to learn the lessons, but also wants us to enjoy the ride. Learn the lessons, but enjoy the ride. One of my favorite quotes is from William Arthur. And he says, do more than belong, participate. Do more than care, help. Do more than believe, practice. Do more than be fair, be kind. Do more than forgive, forget. And do more than dream, work. Which leads us right back to results. Take the classes. Our bulletin is full of classes here at Seaside, or wherever you take the classes. Do the things that successful people do. Success, just like failure, leaves footprints. It leaves marks in the snow. It leaves things that we can follow. So if you want to do the things that successful people are doing, do what they're doing. There's no secret. Tony Robbins made a gazillion dollars teaching that one lesson. Find out what successful people are doing and do that. We all remember a while back there was a baseball player called Babe Ruth. You remember him? Remember hearing about him? He held a world record for a long, long time for what? Anybody? Hitting home runs, right? And that's true. I mean, the Babe was the Babe. When he came to bat, he also, a lot of you don't know, held a second world record. That was for strikeouts. Why in the world can you hold a world record for strikeouts and for home runs? What did he come to the bat? When he picked up that bat and he looked at the pitcher, where was he going to put that ball? Over the fence, right? So when he swung at it to put it out of the park. Did he do it every time? No. Therefore, he got the world record for most strikeouts. But when he did, that ball sung out of the park, because that's exactly where he meant it to go. Every single time he did it. When he practiced at bat, he practiced knocking the ball out of the park. The coaches one time said, "Babe, you got to quit doing that. We can't afford the balls that you were losing." You just, you know, he was just knocking them out of the park, just. So in closing, look closely and honestly at your life. And here's a real secret. When you look at your life, find out what's working. What is supporting you? What is making you feel warm? What is making you feel loved? What is working? And do more of it. And conversely, find out what isn't working. What's not supporting you? What isn't working in your life? And simply stop it. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't make plans to stop it on a week from Tuesday. I got some time to do that there. No. Just stop it. The universe abhors a vacuum. It will not allow a vacuum in your life. It won't do it. So you replace it with something that does work. And by nurturing what is working, you'll create more and more and more of the things that you love in your life. Be aware of your surroundings and always look for ways to be grateful. I love this. I live my life by this. For gratitude leads to love, and love is God. Let us always live in that love and the light of God and enjoy this life, enjoy this ride. I love you, and I thank you very much for your time.
As we move into that space of love and light, closing our eyes to this outside world so that we're not distracted by the creations and the manifestations that are already here, but we move into that inside space, that place where is the very beginning, where all things are birthed, that place of realizing the truth and the wholeness and the harmony that already is. That place that is filled and at the vibration of love. For we know that love is God and love transforms all things. For there's nothing to do or fix. There's simply to step into that place of love and wholeness in God. For it is there that we allow that perfect right action that God is to move through every situation, every human body, every dis-ease, every sense of lack, all that is going on within us. We just open our being up to God, to love, and allow it to do its work. Knowing exactly what to do, how to do it, calling unto us everything necessary for our wholeness and for our perfect expression. And so it's with that I open my heart and my entire being for the names that are spoken here tonight. For that I see the power and the presence and the love of God right in the very center of every activity. And it's from that I claim and know wholeness and healing right here, right now, as done. And so it's with this that I release this word into that eternal yes and watch as the action come back full circle to truth. And so it is. May you always feel the embrace of God. May your heart radiate with love and light. May you know that your every step is guarded and guided. And may you feel, sense, and know God's amazing grace. For it is in, through, and around us always and in all ways. God bless you all. Go forth in peace. Good night.